Looking for Madden 21 Ultimate Team coins with fast delivery? IG Vault has the cheapest and most reliable coins on the market. Click the link in the description and use coupon code SPORTS for 6% off your order. Oh, what's up YouTube? It's Duke, back here from sportsgamers.com. In today's Madden 21 tip video, I'm about to break down the most overpowered play in the game. This play is impossible to stop, and I'm going to show you guys how you can crush any defense, any coverage using this one very simple yet effective setup. So as you guys know, I've ran bunch tight end a lot of the year. I have a lot of good money play setups from this formation I've even yet to share, and today we're going to get into one of my absolute favorites. This favorite setup is going to be from Inside Switch. Now, Inside Switch, you can obviously run from a lot of playbooks with bunch tight end. You know, I personally prefer the Jets. If you're going to run bunch tight end, I think the Jets playbook is going to be your best bet. So, before we get too much further into the video, I do want to remind you guys, if you're enjoying my YouTube content, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Drop us a like, turn your notifications on. All that stuff greatly helps me out as a content creator. And if you guys really are looking to get better at Madden 21 or just Madden in general, be sure to check out sportsgamers.com. That's where I post all my premium tips, ebooks, offensive and defensive schemes, everything you guys need to get better at the game and just win more games, period. So with this play, Inside Switch, you don't need any sort of abilities, hot route master, or route apprentices or anything. It's just standard hot routes. And I'm going to show you guys how you can attack any coverage or defense in the game, starting with cover 3. Cover 3 is probably going to be one of the most common zone coverages out, whether it's zone drops or not. So whenever I'm running bunch tight end, I do prefer most of the time, and with this play especially, to have the bunch side of the formation on the wide side of the field. So here you guys can see that because we're on the right hash, the left side of the field is the wide side, therefore that's where I line my bunch up. So this is going to be standard cover 3 sky. Now what I'm going to do here is pretty simple. All I'm going to do is 3 adjustments, very easy. 1, motion, 2 hot routes. I'm going to slant the inside receiver that was on the flat. I don't really need the flat on the left of the screen because I'm going to be attacking more so the right and over the middle. Next thing I'm going to do is delayed fade the tight end. As you guys know, delayed fades this year are really, really glitchy. The last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to motion out this post 2 to 3 steps to the left or to the sideline, basically away from the bunch, and snap the ball. Now your reads on this play are very easy. First, I look to the flat. A lot of times the flat will be open, and you're going to see this later in the video. It can even get open on cover 2 because a lot of times the zones just won't guard it. Now, if it does happen to be covered, that's when I'm going to look more towards the middle of the field, because if it is covered, most likely the slant's going to pop open, maybe the hook route or the motion post. And if all else fails, you have the delayed fade. So let's kind of like get into our progressions here. Again, motion is receiver out, 2 to 3 steps, snap the ball. So right, as you guys could see how they cover the flat? Because they're covering the flat, that does allow me to throw the slant right behind it. Now, in the event that maybe they had zone drops on, or just whatever the case was, to where that flat was open, I would be able to hit the flat. However, because they did not, see, as soon as this guy got by the hook zone, because the flat zone was actually checking my running back, or the flat zone was actually checking the flat, the slant therefore was wide open. Very, easy read for me. Now, however, let's say that this player dropped back, bam, to guard this guy, then I would have hit the running back out of the backfield. But as is, if you look at the spacing, just to give you a better angle, you can see what I'm talking about. Pretty easy throw and catch here, right in the open spot of the defense. Alright, so let's move on to some other reads. So let's this time we're going to play a cloud flat instead of the purple and see how that affects this play. So same setup, I'm going to do a delayed fade, I'm going to do a slant, and I'm going to do the motion post route, and we're just going to take a look. See, now this time, see how that flat zone just doesn't guard the flat? Easy dump off, easy yardage. Now, the other thing I want you guys to notice is, let's say that they were to use their hook zone and kind of like run with your slant or your post or whatever. That's why I like to have this little unique hook route in the middle of the field, because most people use the middle and they'll kind of just run with your slant, your post, whatever the case may be. And then that's why that hook is very important. So if they're going to take their user and jump out of the middle of the field, you always have that safety valve of the hook zone just kind of sitting right there. Bam. See what I mean? Bam. Now, like, let's take this a step further. Maybe they guard your flat and they have your slant manned up. At that point, you guys are going to see that the hook, possibly the post, is going to pop open. So let's take a look at that. Motion this guy. As you can see, the flat's taken away. Their user guarding the slant. Then you can... So let's switch the defense up to cover 2 now. You've kind of seen that simply cover 3. Let's look at cover 2. So cover 2, obviously, you're going to have more of the hook zones in the middle of the field. So, you know, those are always going to be there. But as you guys can see here again, see how I mean? The flat zones, oftentimes, even though they're supposed to, my zone drops are off right now. I haven't even set them. They're not covering the flat. Now, if I had zone drops on to where these flat zones are dropping even further back, you're going to get more yards than I just got there. But even as is, I was still able to pick up an easy, you know, this is just regular cloud flat, no zone drop, an easy gain here, very, very, very easily. And again, there's so much more we can do here. So like, let's say here that they just man somebody up, whatever the case may be. Let's make sure that we got our deep half set up right. So, okay, let's say they man this guy up. Remember, you always have that rollout, bailout with the delayed fade. So if you don't like the looks of anything, you always can just roll out, release your delayed fade, and it's your bailout read. Bam. So don't forget about that. That's very important in this play. If you don't, you can sit in the pocket and just make your reads. But if you don't like what you see, that's when you do want to roll out, and then you can try to throw maybe the slant or the post on the run, and if nothing else, you just roll out, release the delayed fade, and hit it on the run too. But I mean, as you guys saw, I mean, we did have the flat open immediately, and also, I mean, we could have hit the hook, the little hook right here as well. So, I mean, we had other reads here, but the point is, this is always going to be your bailout read. Now, this play is extremely, like I said, this is not just a money play for 1 or 2 coverages. This is effective against anything, everything. So, another pretty common defense is the match cover 4. This play really beats that as well. In general, guys, just a common tip for you. If someone's playing match on you, motion is very effective against it just in general, as is routes over the middle of the field. So, like in a situation like this where they're playing match coverage on you, you know, we're going to go with the same exact setup. You guys are going to see there's going to be a lot of options for us. So, motion the post, slant, little flat. First of all, look, again, like I said, even when the flats are getting guarded, technically they're supposed to be, oftentimes they won't actually be covered. We're going to press coverage this time, keep everything else the same. So same setup offensively, delayed, fade the tight end, slant the inside receiver, motion the post. So again, we can hit the flat, but I'm just trying to show you guys, look, you can roll out, hit these balls on the money, from the slant to the post. They're probably going to try to use one of, if not the other. And then you still, remember, you still always have that delayed fade. So if nothing else, remember, you can hit that delayed fade, you can hit the post on the run, dive catch animation every time. And if they're not going to use a delayed fade, you can hit that too. So this is going to attack this very well. You might be wondering to yourself, well, what if they just blitz me? And because, you know, that's something that people do, right? Blitz. Mike blitz 3, blitz 5. You know, we have the delayed fade, so that should give you enough time to make reads, right? Again, let's just play the hard flat, have the delayed fade, and this way we shouldn't, you know, with the hard flat, you would think you can't throw to the flat, right? And, you know, it does take it away pretty well, but as you guys can see here, that's what I mean. They take that away, you can hit the slant right behind it every time. We still do have the post and the hook, and you always do have the ability to release that delayed fade. So again, here, because they took away the flat with an actual real hard flat, I was able to throw the slant behind it. But let's just say that that was not open. You guys can still see here, I did have the hook sitting down open. I had the post open too. And again, I didn't do it here because I didn't need to, but you can always roll out and release your delayed fade for a bailout. Now, what about just strictly man-to-man? So strictly man-to-man is not going to work either. Here we go, right here. We're going to go ahead and man this guy up. You know, same thing most people will do. And we're going to do the same setup right here. Bam. Exactly the same. First of all, motion post against man coverage, it's not going to get pressed. So you can just kind of lowball it every time on the break. Do a little dive, aggressive catch type, just animation, and that's going to be there each and every time. Bam. Easy. It's just a timing throw, because you guys see, if they press you, the other guys get pressed, but because we motion this guy, he will not get pressed. See how he gets this clean release over here? So at this point, it's timing. You basically anticipate the throw. Right as he's about to cut, you guys can see, I'm about to release the ball right on that break, and because of that, it's timing. It doesn't matter how tight the coverage is. It's just simple timing. They can't react. You're going to be able to catch that every time. So they're going to have to user that. Now, if they do user that, they're going to have other problems, because that's just going to open up the middle of the field for you to potentially hit the slant. You can even lowball that hook against man, or like I said, roll out and hit the delayed fade. So if you're running bunch tight end, this is definitely inside switch a play you're going to want to put into your arsenal. It's a very, like I said, it's a very, very good setup that's going to attack everything from coverages to blitzes. There's really not an easy way to defend it. Hope you guys enjoy it. If you guys can get me 300 likes on this video, we'll drop you another fire money play. Until then, it's Duke, and I'm out of here.